today I'm going to show you my everyday makeup routine and a brow tutorial. And we're going to start with the brows. So when I'm doing my brows, I firstly like to comb through them before going in with Dirty Blonde Brow Gel by MAC and a winged liner 317 brush by Zoeva. What you're going to do is you're firstly going to draw a line underneath your brow. Taking it nice and slowly, you're going to take a small amount of product on your brush and just start to create that line. So I like to start from the inner third of my eyebrow and bring it to my arch before then going on to the tail. The tail of the brow is where I find I struggle the most and where most of my clients also struggle the most as well, because it's trying to get that defined tail without it looking too thick and without it looking too thin. So what I like to do is start from the bottom and then connect from the top of the arch to the tail of the brow before then continuing to fill in the rest of the brow. Now I know it will look a bit strange at first, but that's because I don't like to fill in the whole brow with a pomade. I like to leave the first third clear because I'm going to go in with a pencil later on, which I am going to explain why I'm going to do that. But now I'm going to go in with the same pomade and brush and just filling in the other brow like we did the previous. So now that we've got our brows filled in with a pomade, now we're going to go in with pencil. So I picked this up in Sephora in America. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in soft brown. So what I was going to mention previously was when you're going in with Dirty Blonde by MAC, it looks quite auburn coloured at first, but then it does tend to oxidize. So don't panic if you buy that pomade and use it and it comes out sort of orangey, because it does start to oxidize to a darker colour. So I'm taking the brow definer and I'm creating a line connecting to where we started our line with the pomade, and I'm just going to make that really soft. And then what I'm going to do is I fill in the front of the brow in upward strokes. This is what's going to give you that fluffy ombre effect, which is so popular and the most natural finish in my opinion. Then going in with my favourite concealer for underneath the brows. This concealer is the best that I have ever used. I'm yet to find one that I like as much as this one. The fact that it's £4 from Superdrug as well, I think is unbeatable. And the coverage that it gives for cleaning up underneath your eyebrows, it's almost like tip back, so it's absolutely perfect for this technique. What you're going to do is you're going to take that on a small concealer brush and underline your brow. So you're going to clean up any mistakes, you're going to make it look really sharp, and we're going to give it that real flawless finish and elevate that arch, because obviously highlighting underneath the highest points of your brow is going to give you that lifted look, which is what we're looking for. So now just going back in with the brow definer, and we're just going to go over anything that we've maybe tip-axed up with that concealer that we shouldn't have, and just going to define the blanks in our brows even more. Then going in with my blending brush. So as you can see, even though that concealer was placed on underneath the brows really thick, once you blend it out, it doesn't look as bad and it is so blendable. So yeah, really recommend that product. Now we're going back in with a Tarte eyeshadow. So when I'm doing my everyday makeup, I don't prime my eyes because I genuinely don't have the time for it. So I'm just going to go in with the Sweetheart shade from the Tarte eyeshadow palette. This is the Tartelette and Bloom palette. Again, I picked this up in Sephora in America. So good. Love Tarte eyeshadows. And I'm just going to buff that all through the crease. Now taking this medium tone brick red sort of brown shade from the Tartelette and Bloom palette called Rebel, and I'm just going to do the exact same technique again. So just putting that straight through my crease, blending up to my brow bone, and just making sure everything is seamless. Then taking one of the darkest shades in the palette called Leader, and I'm just doing the same thing again, popping that through the crease, making sure everything's blended together. This eye look honestly takes about 10 minutes. If I'm feeling in the mood to put makeup on one day and I'm just running to town or something, this would be like my go-to eye makeup. But majority of the time I go into town like a stinker with my hair scraped back in a bun, no makeup on, and a tracksuit. But if I've woke up that day and I feel like I want to put on a wee bit of makeup and pull myself together, but this would be my go-to. Then going in with the NYX Dewy Finish Skin Mist. Yes, this is a setting spray, but I like it before foundation because it makes me look really glowy. And then the NYX Pore Filler. I love this primer. If you're like me and you have a habit of squeezing your pores, this is amazing. It fills every single open pore and makes your foundation go on flawlessly. Then taking the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation. Now this foundation really surprised me because in person sometimes I think this looks quite cakey, but on camera this looked amazing. I can't get over how flawless it looked, and it didn't look cakey, it didn't look lumpy, it just looked so smooth, which was a shock to me. But yeah, if you're into full coverage foundations or you're constantly in front of a camera, I would really recommend this because it turned out really well for me. Now taking Old Faithful Prolong Wear Concealer. I'm a die-hard for this. I love concealer. If any of my clients know me, they know that I love concealer. I've tried loads of different ones, but I always seem to go back to Prolong Wear, and if I'm in a rush and just throwing concealer on, I'll always take this one because I know it's reliable. Now even though this looks a bit much for like every day, I always do my concealer this way because I think it turns out the most natural when you're blending it over your forehead, your chin and your nose as well. So yeah, I'm just doing that the way I usually do in every video. Under my eyes, down my nose, a wee bit in my forehead and a wee bit in my chin, and blending out with my sponge. And then taking a clean blending brush and just blending the line from our eyeshadow out from the concealer. Taking my L'Oreal Million translucent powder on my Real Techniques brush. I don't know the name of this brush, though I use it for underneath the eyes because I think it's the perfect shape, and I'm just buffing that over everywhere we put the concealer. So underneath the eyes, the forehead, the nose, a wee bit in the chin. It's just going to hold the concealer in place. And then taking a really light layer of mineralise Skin Finish Light Plus and just dusting that all over the skin to hold the foundation on. Then going in with the same eyeshadows in the same order underneath the eye. So we're going to take that first shade, Sweetheart, and just use our big crease brush and buff that underneath the eye. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. So because this look is meant to be really quick, I'm not going in with 3 different types of brushes and 27 different colours. I'm just going in with the same colours that we use in the top lid, and I'm just more focusing my attention on making it look really smooth. So we're taking that shade Rebel again, and we're just going to blend that out into the shade Sweetheart. We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways. So instead of going in with false eyelashes, I'm just going to put on a wee bit more mascara than usual, just because I want to keep the look quite soft, and if I go in with false eyelashes then I might have to go in with gel eyeliner, which I just don't want to do because it's going to make the whole look more intense, which is not what I'm going for. So instead of contouring today, I'm just going to give myself an all over bronze. So I'm going in with Give Me Sun, and I'm just focusing that really round my cheekbones to give me a wee bit more structure. Instead of having to go in with another product to contour with, I'm just going to try and use Give Me Sun to bronze and contour. This blusher and highlighting palette is limited edition by MAC. It was from the Christmas collection, but I love this blusher. I don't know the name of it though, but I will leave it below. And I'm just going to use that and give myself a bit more colour. So I'm just going to focus that on the apples of my cheeks and brush it back into my contour. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. Then taking the highlighter, and I'm going to put this on the tops of my cheekbones, my nose, and just give myself an overall glow basically, because when you're tired, I feel like when you're more glowy in the skin, you look healthier. Does that make sense? Also with this highlighter, you could literally see your reflection in it. Like, I mean, on camera it looks glowy, in person it was beaming. So I went a wee bit ham and I decided to use it on my inner corners and my brow bone as well, because I liked it that much in person that I just decided to basically plaster myself in it. You can never have too much highlighter anyway, but with this one I just feel like it was so smooth on the skin. I don't know whether it was down to the Kat Von D foundation though, or whether it's just the formula of this MAC highlighter, but I think I'm going to try it on another foundation and see if it still comes out this way. Because I'm keeping this really soft, I decided just to go in with a lip gloss without lip liner or anything. So I'm just going to put the gloss all over my lips, and plus because my lips are so dry at the minute, this is going to really moisturise them and stop them from going cracked, which is what would happen if I put on a matte lipstick. We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. So just going to take a shower in the NYX Finish Skin Mist because I basically drenched myself here to keep everything in place and make me really glowy. But yeah, that is the entire look completed. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy it, please thumbs up and subscribe.